So last Saturday, my neighborhood hosted its annual garage sale, a tradition that's basically an excuse for everyone to offload their weirdest stuff and pretend it's all vintage. My friend Steve and I decided to check it out, mainly because Steve is convinced every garage sale has at least one hidden gem. Last year, his gem was a VHS tape labeled Cats Doing Taxes, which turned out to be exactly as advertised. Anyway, we were browsing when we stumbled upon Mrs. Patterson's table, which looked more like a stand-up comedy set than a sale. Every item had a handwritten sign with a pun. There were whole Y socks, socks with actual holes, a remote possibility, a TV remote with no batteries, and my personal favorite, a toaster labeled Breadwinner. Things started to get weird when Steve picked up what looked like a regular pair of flip-flops, but the sign read, "Soulless shoes, for people going nowhere fast." Steve, being Steve, tried them on and announced, "I can feel the ground beneath my feet on a spiritual level." Meanwhile, Mrs. Patterson was on a roll, pitching each item like it was a late-night infomercial. Ever wanted to drink out of a mug that leaks? Introducing, the Spill C Cup. At this point, a small crowd had formed, mostly just to see what she'd come up with next. Just as we were about to move on, Steve noticed a beat-up old lamp with a sign that said, "Light Reading." Curious, he flicked it on, and instead of light, a paperback novel fell out of the lampshade and hit him in the head. Mrs. Patterson cackled, "See? It's a real page-turner." That's when I realized we were no longer shopping, we were unwilling participants in a live-action dad joke marathon. By the end of the morning, Steve had bought the Soulless shoes, a board game, literally a board with the word game written on it, and the infamous light-reading lamp. As we walked home, I asked him why he bought all this stuff, and he grinned and said, "Because every time I look at them, I get a wonderful feeling in my soul."